What is up, guys? It's your boy Nick Torius, back again with another video. Today I'm talking about game, right? I'm gonna make this into a 3-part series where I'm talking about different types of game, and I'm gonna start with the first one, which is your mouthpiece, right? So with that being said, like the video, comment below what you think about the video, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. All right. So the first type of game, right, is the way you speak to a girl. Like, when I was younger, I was always told, like, oh, you ain't got no game, or you gotta have game to get a girl, right? Like, they'll tell you that girls, in order to have a girl, you gotta have game, you gotta spit game at her, right? You gotta spit game. So that's the first type of game, right? Basically, the first type of game is, what are you saying to the girl? Are you saying things that's gonna make her wet and make her want to sleep with you? Or are you saying dumb things? And, you know, because the thing is, you can have a girl 100% in there, but then you say one thing, those panties dry the fuck up. You feel me? Like, I was watching a video today. It was by from King Sid, and it's funny because I was watching him. He was doing a let's do it raw, right? It was like a let's do it raw, and by this girl right? And the thing is, the girl was fucking with him. It was like a prank. He was doing a prank with her, right? And homegirl was fucking with him, but then she was like, you know, I just immediately knew like, once he said it was a prank, she wasn't really gonna fuck with him no more. And it's funny because that's pretty much what happened. Like, he said, like, oh, it's a prank, and then she's just like, oh, that's whack. You feel me? And it's like, once you say that one thing, you know, she's not gonna want to function no more, right? Like, I remember one time I had this girl, and she came through, right? She came through to the crib, and, you know, she was already on top of me. She's like, she was ready to go. You feel me? She was ready to go. But once, like, I was dumb, and then she was like, she didn't explain to me that she broke up with her boyfriend 30 minutes ago, until she was like on top of me, and I was like, what the fuck? And she, like, her boyfriend's like blowing up her phone and shit or whatever, or I don't know exactly what happened, but, you know, like, the thing is, I'm not trying, like, I wasn't really trying to fuck with no girls that had no boyfriends, right? Because I didn't want no nigga looking for me. So she didn't tell me, oh yeah, I just broke up with my boyfriend, until it was, you know, she's on top of me. And so I'm just thinking, like, oh, your boyfriend doesn't know where you're at, right? And then I could tell that kind of like made her feel like, oh, this dude's scared of my boyfriend. So it kind of made her like not really fuck with him no more. And so I didn't get to smash that day, right? I did have smashing, but not that day because of what I said. You feel me? So the thing is, like, the things that you say will really make you not be able to fuck with the girl. You feel me? Like, it'll make you not be able to fuck with her. My bad. I'm like having weird memories. Like, but yeah. So, bruh. But yeah, so what happens, bro? But yeah, so game is basically your mouthpiece, right? What do you say to the girl is will make or break the interaction in the relationship. You feel me? So I always wondered, like, what is dudes saying to girls, right? Like, every time I would see girls every time I would see dudes talking to girls, I'd always be like, what is he saying to her? What is he saying to her, right? And I would never know. Like, I would never know what it is to say to girls. But I realize now, game is just what you talk to her, right? Like, you're just talking to her, and then she's just like reciprocating, you know? Like, she's just literally reciprocating. Because the thing is, when a girl likes you, she's gonna make it easier for you, right? Like, she's gonna make it easy for you to just she's gonna just make it easy. I'm sorry, guys, because I'm like working right now. But if a girl likes you, she's gonna make it easy for you, right? Like there's girls that make it so easy for me to flirt with them. You feel me? Because I just talk to them and they just laugh at every single thing I say, and it's just like, okay, once you do that, then you're in there basically. Like you're just already in there. Like you don't really gotta do too much work, and those are the best girls to deal with because you're just like, okay, because they're basically doing all the work for you. And especially like in this Me Too age where you like, like you get arrested for looking at a bitch, you kind of need that, because especially like if you're not very confident, right? Like we got to be grateful. Be grateful for those girls that will help us, right? Because I mean, the girls that give you the biggest amount of resistance are going to be the most feminine girls you deal with, right? They're going to be the best girls that you deal with, and they're going to be the sexiest, right? Because if you go up to a sexy ass girl and you're confident as fuck and you're just like, I can get you, you feel me? I've gotten better girls than you, I can get you. She'll be like, oh, you know what, maybe I will fuck with this dude, you feel me? Like she'll be like, I can, because the thing is, you just have that confidence, you feel me? You just have that confidence about you that you're able to do it, right? That you're able to fuck with the girl. So she'll fuck with you just off of that, right? That's why they say you can get the girl if you believe that you can get her. You feel me? Like as long as you believe that you can get her, you will get her. Because trust me, there's been times. I mean, the thing is, if you just gotta kind of, bruh. That's so ass, bro. As long as you can. As long as you believe that you can get the girl, you'll get her, right? Because there's been times that that girls are, like near me, right? And it's like you just feel it in the air, right? You smell it in the air, like, okay. It's not that you smell it, but when you breathe and you're in tune with your body, it makes you more attractive, right? And it makes the girls look at you. So what happens is that when the girl's looking at you, she's gonna be like, oh, you know what? Who's this dude? Who's this guy? I like him. And they're gonna look at you and they're gonna be around you. They're gonna be next to you. They're gonna want to fuck with you. You feel me? So what happens is that when they're fucking with you, they're basically fucking with you. But what do you say to girls, right? Because the whole point of the video is your mouthpiece. Is the game. You just basically just know her, right? Girls want a dude that's gonna understand her. That's gonna want to know where she's coming from. The thing is, there's levels to it though. Because like if you're on the first date, you can't be talking about family and kids and all that shit, right? You can't be talking about all that. And I don't think I've made that mistake yet. But if you're talking about marrying the bitch on the first date, then she's gonna think like, damn, why does this dude want to marry me? Like, what the hell? I don't even know him, right? Like she don't know you enough to want to marry you and have kids, Like, so I don't think that it should be like if it comes up, if she asks you, then yeah, but then no. Then you just know what time she's on, you feel me? If she's asking you about kids and marrying and shit, then that means either she really, really likes you or she's desperate, you feel me? I always see dates as like an interview, right? Because since I do interviews anyways, it's like being on a date is basically just another interview, So it's like, okay, I'm on an interview, I gotta ask her all these questions, right? Like, how's your work ethic? Name a time when you when you had to get something done and there was obstacles. I'm just kidding. But basically just understand, like, the more you know yourself and the more you know what you want, the easier it is to ask questions to girls, you get me? So like, let's say, all right, on the first date, right? Like, you want to smash. Like, you're telling this girl, like, let's say you go in and you're like, okay, I want to smash, right? The first date. You're gonna ask her questions about sex, right? Because that's you letting her know what time she's on, what time you're on, right? You're gonna say something sexual, and then you just say like, oh, so how many times have you had sex in the last week or some shit? Like, what was the first date that you went on? Have you ever smashed on the first date? Right? You ask her questions like that because that helps her to understand. You don't really want to see her. You don't want her seeing you as a boyfriend, right? If you want her to see you as a boyfriend, then you ask things like, "Oh, so, tell me about your family. Tell me about Like, you can still talk about your family if you're trying to smash, but you're not trying to get to know her. You're not trying to get her to be crying to you and shit. You don't want her crying to you, but you want her to be like, you want her to be pretty much opening up to you, right? You want her to open up to you enough that she feels comfortable open up her legs, right? If you want her as a boy, if you want to be her boyfriend, then you open up to her to get her soul, to know her soul. You feel me? Now, if you want her to be your wife, the thing is that she that's a position that she has to choose, right? Because there's nothing worse than asking a bitch to be your wife and her rejecting you as a proposal. You feel me? I feel like that's the dumbest thing ever. Like how like when I was with my ex, I knew for a fact she wanted to marry me, right? I know for a fact if I asked her, hey, would you marry me? I know for a fact she would say yes, because we're already talking about kids and a house and all this shit, right? And it's like you already know that you're gonna be marrying the bitch by the conversations that you have. You feel me? So it's like why ask a girl, hey, will you marry me, with the chance that she might not say yes? You feel me? So it's like, that's incredibly insane to me. That's the definition of insanity. So you feel me? I don't understand that. But yeah, the game of the Mouthpiece is basically you like just understanding her and her understanding you a little bit, right? Like, the less she knows about you, the better, right? And the thing is like, I used to think it meant like not telling her anything about you, but what it really meant was not being able to be read by her, right? And that means being in tune with your body. So if you're in tune with your body, then she'll see you as a mystery. Because the thing is, I remember before they would always say like I would look up how to get girls and shit on Google, and they would say, oh, you gotta be mysterious. And it's like, mysterious? What does that even mean? Like, I gotta wear a trench coat, right? And a fucking troubadour hat. It's like, what the hell does being mysterious even mean? Like looking up dating shit online is so stupid, bro. It's so bad. But it's funny because then you get into the spirituality and shit, and spirituality explains all that shit in real detail, right? Like, it really helps you understand. Also with time, because I feel like in that time I wasn't ready, right? But now I feel like I'm ready to understand all that stuff. But yeah. So basically, what happens is you what was I talking about? But yeah, you want to be mysterious a little bit and not really have her knowing what's on your mind. Like, if she can tell what's on your mind, then you know it's not really fun for her. So you gotta kind of like not hide your intentions, but hide your thoughts and stuff. So like, don't let her like really get to know you too much. Unless you want her to be your girlfriend, then it don't matter. But yeah, with that being said, game is pretty much just getting her to what, like, this, the Mouthpiece is just basically the things that you're saying to her to get to know her and to get, like, there's nothing wrong with getting to know a girl and, like, knowing things about her and knowing what she's gone through. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having her know some things about you either. So with that being said, like the video, comment below what you think about it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'm gonna get to the other pieces of game, the other aspects of it in the next one. So with that being said, if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram at Torius, ask us for interviews, and I'll answer another video. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.